What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Halo's Kitchen, the best kitchen out there, period. It's Chef A here. As you can see, I made some mushroom stroganoff with some quinoa. You might want to call it Mexican quinoa because, the ingredients that I use, I just didn't put black beans or corn in there because I don't really eat those anymore. So yeah, y'all, you want to start off by, of course, properly cleansing some mini bella mushrooms, or you can just use regular portobello mushrooms, or even, swap it out for any other mushroom that you might want to use. I would recommend maybe maitake mushrooms if you're not too big of a fan of these. So yeah, you just want to slice them up just like this. The size doesn't have to be too even. And then you want to mince up an onion. Not even mince, this is more like small dice that I did. And this right here, I'm prepping this up to go inside of the quinoa. So you're going to dice up an onion for the quinoa, because we're going to cut another onion to go inside the actual stroganoff mixture. And don't bake me for how I dice this up. But yes, y'all, this is one of my, more so quicker recipes. If, let's say y'all had like a late night at work or whatever, you just tired, you don't feel like cooking too much, nothing too extravagant, then you can just make something like this. It took me about 30 minutes max, to be honest. And then right here, you want to cut up a red bell pepper. This is also going to go inside of the quinoa mixture. You just want to get it to like a small dice size too, just like the onion. And you don't need like a whole pepper. That was like barely even half a piece. That was like half of a bell pepper piece. And that was like a medium-sized bell pepper. About this size right here is the yellow one. So yeah, I'm only going to be using yellow and red bell peppers, again, for the quinoa mixture. So it's going to be onion, bell peppers, quinoa. And then I'm going to add some, other seasonings or whatever. I'm going to add some, parsley, some sea salt and whatnot. And right here, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but this is going to be for the stroganoff mixture. You see how the cutting method is different? Yeah, the onions are going to be slightly bigger for that. But yeah, so for the quinoa, you want to make sure you rinse that, put in a pot, put the onions, the peppers and all that, and season it up with, I'm going to actually list them all so you guys can see them. And I also added in some minced garlic and some better than bouillon chicken, no chicken base. That's really going to give it the ultimate flavor for real. But yeah. And you just want to, let that cook. You can look at the directions on the back of the thing, but I usually cook it for like 25 minutes. So yeah, and then the cast iron skillet, you want to heat up some oil, add in some onions. Well, the onions that you chopped up for, some minced garlic, some salt, I always add extra garlic and onion powder because I just love the flavor, even though I actually use the fresh garlic and the onion. Yeah. And then I'm also, adding in the rest of the seasonings too, a little bit of Italian paste and all that. And I actually have this on like medium-high heat, and you just want to continue to stir this up, until they become like translucent. I believe that's what you call it. Soft enough to bite through type of thing. And then I ended up adding in the mushrooms as well. And you also want to continue to let this simmer for like 10 minutes, I would say, until it looks like that. And now you want to add in some coconut milk. I only added in 1 can for this recipe. And as far as the mushroom total, I would say that was like about 10 mushrooms, maybe more. So yeah, I'll say it was 1 pack. Let me just say it like that. And right here I messed up because usually you should add the flour before you add, the liquid or whatever. If you're gonna make like a thicker gravy type of sauce. So yeah, and I'm also like using chickpea flour for this recipe. So yeah, it's kind of like clumpy a little bit. So, I really had to stir quite a lot. It's easier to use a whisk though. But yeah, It's really easier if you just add the flour before you add the liquid, because then you won't get all those clumps, you know, those little tiny balls. So yeah, then you want to add in some bay leaves, 2 bay leaves, cover it, and you want to let it sit for about, I would say, 10 more minutes. And you can also reduce the heat to like medium low, or just keep it on low. To be honest, yeah, keep it on low heat and let that sit. Ended up adding some more onion powder, I believe, and then some black pepper as well. And then that's a little bit of tahini. I don't know why, I just really wanted to add a little bit of, you know, some sesame flavor. Or you could even add some sesame oil, like to swap that out. I didn't have any sesame oil. That's what I would have originally used if, yeah, I actually had some. Maybe about like a teaspoon of sesame oil. And then I added in a little bit of spring water and some coconut aminos because I needed it to loosen up a little bit because it was giving a little too thickness. So yeah, and then it's complete at that point. There goes the quinoa and the mushroom stroganoff. And you know, let me know if you guys decide to try this recipe. Thank you so much for watching, supporting. As always, follow my social medias down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for more content. Love you guys. Bye.